Hello and welcome to another edition of the Fifth Quarter. I'm Mike Ciarochi from Herald-Standard.com, joined as always by George Von Benko from WMBS Radio. George, we're here today to preview the Steelers' home opener this coming Sunday afternoon against the New York Jets.
New York Jets bring their soap opera to Pittsburgh. Yeah. Mark Sanchez and Tim Tebow, and it has been a soap opera.
Yes, and it's actually kind of ironic. The Steelers, after going to Denver, where Tim Tebow beat them last year in the playoffs, going to Denver, losing to Peyton Manning in the Broncos, to possibly facing Tim Tebow this week with the Jets.
And the Jets are a little surprising, too, because they were a monumental bust offensively during the preseason. In fact, they did not get a touchdown until their last preseason game. They had gone, like, I forget how many quarters without scoring. And then they just pummeled
40-some points.
They
had at least one defensive score, I know.
Which tells you one thing. You can't believe what you see in preseason
sometimes.
exactly.
And I think everybody knew, even before everyone saw it last Sunday, that the Jets were better than what they showed in the preseason. I've heard a lot of people predicting gloom and doom for the Jets this season, but that has nothing to do with the preseason.
Well, they've got a new coordinator. The guy from Miami came up and took over, and he's doing some things he did in Miami with Ronnie Brown when they were running the Wildcat. They're doing a Wildcat package for Tim Tebow, so they're going to have to prepare for that. Yeah. But Sanchez had a very solid game. He's got some people to throw to. Defensively, they played very well, but they may be without Revis.
Yes, Darrelle Revis, the outstanding cornerback from Aliquippa and the University of Pittsburgh, suffered what even Rex Ryan termed a mild concussion. Not sure that there is such a thing as a mild one, but the NFL and the Jets in this particular case, very aware of head injuries this season and into the future. But it'd be interesting to see whether Darrelle Revis is allowed to play this week, and let alone whether he will.
And if he doesn't play, that does change things, because he is such a lockdown corner that it changes a lot of things you can do defensively.
The other side of the field for you offensively. If he's not there, that makes that side of the field a whole lot more appealing to Ben Roethlisberger and the Steelers offense.
And we talked after the loss to Denver. There were some things that they need to tweak, but there were some positives. One thing I did like was what Mike Tomlin said in his press conference following the Denver loss, that he was impressed with some of the things Jonathan Dwyer did, and he may, because of that, get more snaps.
I think you can almost expect to see more snaps for Jonathan Dwyer this week. Of course, that could be pending the return of Rashard Mendenhall,
which is still very much up in the air, and he's going to have to see how he. We talked about it before the Denver. I was glad they didn't play. I'd rather err on the side of caution.
Right. Let him heal up. Obviously, the running game is in decent, if not good, hands with Jonathan Dwyer and Isaac Redman as well. I don't want to discount Isaac Redman, although I was a little surprised in Denver that they did not have all their trips into the red zone and in a first and goal situation. They didn't have one running play.
No, they threw the ball. And that was something that was supposed to change a little bit. So if there was one thing that disappointed me, I was not really thrilled with some of the things they did in the red zone.
How do you like the matchup of the Steelers' defense against the Jets' offense?
Well, a lot of that is predicated on whether you get James Harrison back, and whether you're going to have Ryan Clark back. I told you last week that I still was concerned about Lamar Woodley. I did not like the way Woodley looked in training camp. They didn't call his name at all that game against Denver. So I'm concerned about the linebackers.
Okay, and how about the Steelers' offense against the Jets' defense? Say, with or without?
Well, without Revis, I like it a lot better. Yeah. I think the offense can do some things. There were a couple of things that happened that, the pick six and some things that he can claim that I think they can make some hay against the Jets' defense. I really do.
Okay, we got about a half a minute left. Do you want to make a prediction on this game?
I'm going to say 24-17 Steelers.
Okay, I'm in agreement with you on it this week. I'm just going to say 21-17 just to make it a little bit different. One more thing I do want to point out. I only missed by 2 points last week. Did you realize that?
Yes, you did.
I underestimated the Steelers' offense by 2.
Well, and you cleared that with Ben before the throw.
Yeah.
So.
But it was. I will say this too. It was a what's the expression I'm looking for? The blind squirrel theory.
Yes.
Blind squirrel gets an acorn every now and then.
Every now and then.
And that was mine. With that, we'll let you go for now. This is the end of this fifth quarter. We'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in.